The richest person in history. When it comes to the richest person in the world, we all think about Jeff Bezos, isn't it? Well, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, the founder and CEO of Amazon took up the crown to become the richest man alive in the world by crossing a $150 billion mark. Well, several other wealthiest people became rich either through industry or technology. From Microsoft's Bill Gates to Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, all the top 9 richest men acquire more wealth than the poorest 4 billion people living on the earth. However, throughout history, we've seen several richer men but sadly no richer women. Talking about the value of actual wealth held, Jeff Bezos sits further down in the list of wealthiest people in human history. So he is by no richest men in history, but who is truly the wealthiest person ever lived in entire human history? If you're looking for this answer for a long time, you must watch this video. Hello guys, this is our channel, and today in this video, we will talk about the richest person in human history that you've never heard of. Hey, wait! Before starting my video, make sure to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get notified. So let's get started. In today's world, these fortunes seem to be nothing when they are compared to the richest people in history because they were not under the laws and taxation. There were several people like Genghis Khan and John D. Rockefeller, whose wealth was much more than today's rich people. However, there was one single individual whose wealth was beyond than you can ever think of, and the title is believed to belong to Mansa Musa, the 14th century West Africa ruler whose wealthy attitude and generous attitudes demolished the entire country's economy. According to the University of California, the accounts of Musa's wealth are breathless that is impossible to think and get a sense of how healthy and powerful he was in the 14th century. Mansa Musa was richer than any person can't imagine. Born in 1280 into a family of rulers, he was often known by the title, Moussa I of Mali. His brother Mansa Abu Bakr ruled his family empire till 1313, and later on, he looked over the empire from 1312 to 1337, which is around 25 years. Looking at the modern world, Mali is the 8th largest country in Africa, but when it comes to the past, it looked unrecognizable because at that the empire of Mansa Musa was geographically one of the largest in the world. He came to power in 1312 and quickly started the groundwork to make cultural centers by importing all the popular architects from the Middle East and Africa to make focal points that would become a cultural and environmental hotspot. However, the popular development was the infamous city of Timbuktu. He started to build mosques and residential buildings. Soon Timbuktu became a center of education, and various people come from around the world to study, and later it transitioned into the University of Sankara. By the end of Mansa Musa's reign, the university was filled with several staffs showcasing the largest collection of books in all Africa. These projects allowed Musa to transform its kingdom into a cosmopolitan and cultural learning guide for the entire Islamic world. The heart of this world was Timbuktu, which served as one of the essential trade centers in northern Africa. Despite all of this success that he has achieved, Musa's role as a powerful leader wasn't actually planned at all. The only reason he took this role was because of this brother Abu Bakr II, who disappeared after sailing on a large sea to explore the Atlantic Ocean. Sure, Mansa Musa built up the city's infamous education center, but that was not the reason he became so popular. While his name was already popular to all the locals, it was one particular event that gained so much fame for him. Though he had so much gold at his home, his kingdom was not known to the entire world at all. This changed the mind of Mansa Musa, and then he decided to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca by passing through the Sahara Desert in Egypt in 1324. The king was leading with 60,000 caravan men, all inspired by the dedication and power of Musa, in which 12,000 men were carrying 4 pounds bars of solid gold while other staffs were dressed in high-quality brocades and silk. On top, there were 80 camels carrying heavy bags filled with gold dust weighing 300 pounds. Can you imagine, in today's time, the value of the resources each camel has been holding today is equal to $9 million? Sounds crazy, right? While heading towards Mecca, he took his entire royal court as it was like an entire city moving through the desert, which was a sight to behold. While journeyed, Musa also recruited some leaders and teachers to spread the learnings of faith. However, this was not all he was up to. He also gave free gold because of its freewheeling nature. He left such a wonderful impression in Cairo, as several people started admiring him. While staying, he lavishly hands out so much gold to Cairo that his 3-month stay caused the price of gold to fall in the region for 10 years, destroying the entire economy. There's no doubt that Mansa Musa spent a lot of his gold in Cairo, but it was his generosity that caught the eyes of the world. Mansa Musa had put himself on the map as in a Catalan atlas map from 1375, in which he made a drawing of an African man sitting upon a golden throne atop Timbuktu and holding a gold piece in his hand. After a certain period, Timbuktu became El Dorado, and several people visit from near and far to have a glimpse. Mansa Musa came back from Mecca with many Islamic scholars, including direct descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, an architect by the name of Abu Ishaq as-Saheli, who is widely credited with designing the popular Jingaribur Mosque, and an Andalusian poet. It is said that the king paid the poet £440, 200 kilograms, in gold, which in today's money it would be $8.2 million, £6.3 million. Soon Timbuktu became a center of education, and various people come from around the world to study, and later it transitioned into the University of Sankara. Well, we all know Musa had tons of gold, but how did he find a suitable position for himself to acquire such vast wealth in the first place? There were a majority of activities that continued to bring him a bundle of cash, but one activity gave him to start putting all his gold into action. Take a guess? Yep, it's mining. The Mali kingdom was booming with gold and salt deposits. Not only he traded and spent the gold, but he even wore the gold for fashion. Besides mining, he also started the sale of elephant ivory, which also gave a major source of income for him. Well, we don't know how much wealth he gained from these activities. However, several came to a conclusion, and they said that it's a lot of money. So are you ready for this? Migrating to Cairo with a caravan of 60,000 men and gold-carrying camels, the Musa net worth was valued to be up to 415 billion. That's almost half a trillion, and the entire GDP of Norway, South Africa, Singapore and Hong Kong. Even if we combine the entire wealth of 3 of the wealthiest people on the face of the earth, their amalgamated pile of cash still doesn't match up to the former ruler of Mali. Despite returning away from pilgrimage and passing away soon, the legacy of Mansa Musa lived for centuries, and his unique talents to create a network of major activities and trade, innovate architecture, embrace education will be remembered forever. Of course, along with reputation, his generosity will be remembered as a kind man who'd throw around gold as it was nothing more than just sand to him. Well, isn't he ruled for a short time and accumulated trillions of wealth in his pocket? The ruler of the Malian Empire has collected most of his wealth from the production and trade of gold and salt, which he supplied to almost half of the world. I know you've never heard about this ruler before, but he lived in a country that was heavily influenced by his own rule. As a ruler, he was having unlimited access to the most highly precious and valued source of wealth in the medieval world. Do you think anyone will ever surpass and become the next richest man in history? Let us know in the comment section below, and we will be happy to hear from you. And if you are a fan of our videos, then be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for spending your quality time with us.